Right, so welcome to episode 5. And before we start, I would like to say congratulations for making this far since episode 1. In today's episode, we will discuss more in depth about arrays. We will also discuss object literals and date and time methods. Okay? So, na-discuss na natin yung arrays before, but di pa natin na-discuss masyado yung mga importanteng methods na pwede natin gamitin sa arrays. Okay? So, first things first, let us create a new folder here. I'm just gonna name this as arrays, object literals, and date and time. Okay, so inside this folder, gawa tayo ng file natin, which is our index.html, and our second file, which is the main.js. Okay, so go back to our index.html, gawa lang tayo ng blank HTML structure, Option key plus tab key in your keyboard. I'm just gonna name this as arrays in depth, and then object literals, and date and time, functions, and methods. Alright, so we'll just create an H1 here. Just gonna copy this one, paste it here, and we will again link our main.js by using the script tag. Okay. Right, so let's press Ctrl S and preview our index.html to the browser using the live server. Just show up the console. Right, so let's move on to our main.js. Comment lang natin dito, arrays. So sa mga previous lessons, nakita natin kung paano gawin yung arrays. But now let us dig deeper into it. So let's say, for example, we will create an array of numbers. Okay, so I'm just gonna use the const keyword here and just say num1 equals. Now arrays, we will put inside brackets. Okay, and then our array values inside, let's say 10. What else? 7. You can put anything here. 5, 4, 6. Let's try with 3. Okay, so let's output this one to the console. Num1. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have our arrays here in the console. So if you click this arrow, you will see the index and the value here. Okay. Next, we will create arrays of strings. So simple lang to. Instead of numbers, you will just put strings here. Okay. So let's say const name equals ano bang magandang name? Laila. What else? Gord. Alucard. What else? Say Hellcart. Right, so let's just output name to the console. Oops. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have our string arrays here in the console. So click expand. You have here your key and your value. Okay. We can also create an arrays of objects. So di pa natin na-discuss yung objects, but after nitong arrays, we will discuss it. So arrays of objects. Let's say const are objects. Then equals. So when declaring objects, in-enclose natin siya sa curly braces like this. Okay? So our key value pair inside the curly braces. So let's say, for example, num1 and then colon. We'll just put our value. And then comma again, another key value pair. Let's say num2. And you can add how many key value pair you want. let's say num3, 3. And then you can add another object with just separating it with comma. So, comma dito, copy lang natin yan so that we have another set of objects here. So, let's say num1 equals 2, 3, 4. Copy lang natin itong console.log. Lagay natin dito sa baba. And then we will just output this to the console. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have our objects here. So expand lang natin. So we have here at index 0, we have our first object. And then our second object is at index 1. Okay. We can also loop to an arrays. So let's say for example, gusto kong i-loop itong arrays of objects na to. So, hindi pa tayo dumaan sa loops, pero after this episode, maybe we will discuss loops. Okay, so I will just use for loops here. And then dito yung expression natin, let's say, let x equals 0. And then x is less than to our objects dot length. And then x plus plus. Okay, so dito output lang natin console.log our objects and then yung x natin, and then kung anong gusto nating i-output dito, we can output an object of num1, num2 or num3. So if num1, ganyan lang. Okay, comment lang natin to. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 1 and 2 here. Since num1 is 1 and 2. If we change this to num2, press Ctrl S. Now we have 2 and 3. Okay? So that's how you loop arrays. Let's move on to get the length of the array. So na-discuss na natin tong length dati. I'm just gonna use some let keyword here to declare res variable for result. Oops. Okay, and let's say res equals num1 dot length. And comment lang natin to. Let's output res to the console. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 5 here. Since we have 5 values here in num1, so it starts counting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can also get a specific value in an array. So let's say for example, kunin natin yung value at index 2. So we can say res num1 and then specify the index. Okay, so what is the index 2 here? 0, 1, 2. We should have 5. Now we have 5 here. Okay, we can also change the value as specific value in an array by its index. Okay, so let's say for example num1, and then we will change the index 2 with a value of let's say 8. So now our index 2 is 5, 0, 1, 2. So after we press Ctrl S here, we should have 10, 7, and 8. Copy lang natin itong num1, and then we will just output num1 in the console. Press Ctrl S. Now we have 10, 7, 8, 6, and 5. Okay? So yung 5 natin, nagiging 8 na siya kasi nga yung index 2 dito is 5. Alright? We can also get the index of the array by specifying its value. So let's say for example, get the array index by its value. So let's say for example, res equals num1 dot index of, and then yung value dito sa loob. So let's say for example, kunin natin yung index ng number 7. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Oops, we will just output the res console. Now we have 1 here since 7 is at index 1 here. So 0, 1. Okay. We can also check if a variable is an array or not. Let's say, for example, res equals array dot is array and then yung variable mo sa loob. So let's say, check natin yung num1 if array siya. Ito. It should return only booleans or true or false. We have true here since num1 is an array. We can also check name. Oops. We have also true. Same way with our objects. We have true. So what if I will change this to something like that. Press Ctrl S. Now we have false here. So since this is not an array, okay, so we'll just return it to num1. We can also add values to an array. So let's say, for example, add values to the end of an array. We can use that by using num1 dot push method, and then yung value na gusto mong i-add at the end of the array. So let's say I will just add 1 at the end here. So yung array natin dito 10 7 5 6 3, and we should expect 1 at the end. Okay, so output ang natin sa console num1. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 10 7 8 6 1 here. Okay, so that's how to add values to the end. We can also add values at the beginning of an array. So instead of push, I can just use unshift here. So num1 dot unshift. In the same way, yung values na gusto mong i-add sa pinakauna. So let's say 9. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 9, 10, 7, 8, and so on here in the console. Okay. We can also take out values. So let's say we will remove values from the end or at the end of the array. So remove values. From the end of an array. So we have num1.pop, just like that. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now 1 should be removed from the array here. Okay? So nawala yung 1 dito. So we can also remove a value from the beginning. So instead of pop, we will use the shift. So parang unshift dito, nag-add tayo sa pinaka-beginning. Ngayon yung shift, dinidelete niya yung first value at the beginning of an array. So remove values from the beginning of an array. You can just say num1.shift. Okay, so 9 should be removed from the array here. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 10, 7, 8, 6, 1. So nawala yung 9. Okay, we can also reverse an array. What else reverse? Instead of 10, 7, 6, 8, 6, 3, magiging 3, 6, 8, 7, 10 siya. So let's try it. So num1.reverse. Ganyan lang. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have reverse here. So 3, 6, 8, 7, and 10. Alright, we can also sort an arrays. Ito, napaka-importante nito. Malamang magagamit natin to later. So let's say, for example, sort an array. So num1 dot sort. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 10, 3, 6, 7, 8. So na-notice niyo dito, bakit ang 10 nasa pinakauna siya, which is supposed to be doon siya sa pinakadulo, di ba? Kasi nga sort. But kasi nga itong sort na method na to, sinusort niya lang yung first digit ng number. So which is 1 dito sa 10. So since 1 is less than 3, kaya nilagay niya yung 10 dito. Which is not correct, right? So in order to fix that, we will create a compare function. Ano ba yung compare function na gagamitin natin? Para siyang itong mga values na to, ipapasa niya sa function at i-compare niya yung mga values dito. So let's say for example, i-compare niya yung 10 sa 3. If the result is negative, yung 3 mapupunta dito. Otherwise, if ang result ng compare is positive, that means yung value dito, mamumove siya dito. Okay? What if 0 yung result ng compare? So it will stay on that index. Let's say for example, para makita nyo, num1 dot sort. And then inside here, we will create a function. So wala pa tayo sa function, but we'll just discuss it on the next episodes before we move on to a more advanced topic. So dito sa sort, we will just say return. I will just say here pass 1 and then minus pass 2. Okay? So lagay natin dito yung pass 1 and then pass 2 also. Okay? So press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now you have 3, 6, 7, 8, and 10. So nangyari dito, itong buong values natin dito, pinapasa niya dito. Okay? So dito sa pass 1, kino-compare niya yung 10 kanina tsaka 3, di ba? 10 yung dito tsaka 3. So pass 1, 10 minus 3, the result is positive. That means mamumove yung 10 doon. And then yung 3 mamumove dito. And then it will do the same on the rest of the numbers. Okay? So that is how you sort an array. Sort arrays in ascending order. Of course, we can also sort by descending order. Copy lang natin. Descending. To do that, instead of pass 1 dito, gawin lang natin pass 2 and then pass 1 dito. So it starts comparing values from the right. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 10, 8, 7, 6, and 3 in the console here. Alright, so that's how you sort arrays. We also have the find method. So let's say find method. This will return the first element in an array depending on the function expression result. Okay, so I'm just gonna use the const keyword here. Let's declare some variable for age equals, let's say 18, 25, 30, and then 45. Okay, now let's create a function here to find our age. So find age. Then dito sa loob, we will return if age is greater than, let's say, 25. Dapat may callback tayo dito, which is age. Okay? And dito sa taas, I can just say res equals age.find. Ganyan. And then, yung find age na function dito. Okay? So, output natin yung res sa console. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now, we have 30 here. So, kasi, yung age na greater than 25, ang first element or first index na nakita is 30. Okay? So, di na sinama dito yung 45 kasi nga first element lang yung kukunin. Okay? So, we can also concatenate an array. Concatenate an array. So, na-discuss na natin yung concatenation dati, di ba? Do that, we can just say res equals num1 dot and then concat. Okay. And then let's concat num1 to our name here. Ito. Saan ba yan? Itong name na to. So, lagay lang natin dito. Name. Press Ctrl S. Now, we have our num1 here, which is this one. And then our second array, which is the names. We can also add our third arrays here, which is the R objects. Okay. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have here our num1, our name, and our arrays of objects here. Okay. And by the way, we can also mix our arrays. So we can put numbers, names, or objects inside. Kalimutan ko ilagay dito. But just to show you na pwede siya. So let's say here, arrays, combine, and arrays. Let's say cons are combined. Ganyan. Yun yung values natin sa loob. So let's say for example 10, 7, and then yung string natin, lagay natin dito. And then yung objects natin, pwede rin. So ano ba yon? Say, so in-close na natin sa curly braces. Let's say num1. Copy na lang natin to para hindi na tayo mahirapan. Paste natin dito. Okay? You can also mix it with a date. Just like that. Okay? Then output natin ito sa console. Try natin dito. Press Control S. Now we have our mixed arrays here. So we have numbers, strings, we have objects, we also have the dates here. Okay? So go back at the top. Pwede rin tayong mag-create ng arrays of dates. So ganito lang. Kalimutan nating ilagay. Cons are dates. Okay, equals. So to initialize a new date, you can just type new date. You can also use new date. And then your specific date inside, you can put here 12, 7, 2019. Or you can have it at different format like this. Instead of slash, you can just type dash. Yan. So try natin yung output sa console to. Oops. Our dates natin. Press Control S. Now we have, oops. Uy, mali. Ganyan. Okay, so now we have our dates here in the console. Balik lang natin to sa rest. Okay. We can also splice an array. So lagay natin dito, splice an array. So itong splice, it removes a single or multiple values in an array by giving its index and the number of values or items to be removed. Okay, so let's say for example num1 dot splice, or let's say yung age na lang, age dot splice. Yan. Okay. And then yung index, which is the first parameter. Let's say for example, i-remove natin tong 25 and 30. So 25 is at index 1. Lagay ko dito 1. And then yung number of values or items, ito, na gusto mong i-remove. So we will remove 25 and 30. That means 2, right? So type 2 here. Output natin yung age. Balik sa console. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 18 and 45. So nawala itong 25 and 30. So that is splice. Okay. Now let's move on to object literals. Okay. So object literals, nadaanan na natin to dati, di ba? Kaya lang di siya masyadong na-explain doon kasi examples lang yung ginamit natin. So I'm gonna use a cons keyword here to declare student object. So instead of equals and then the value, you can type curly brace like that. And then dito sa loob, dito yung key value pair natin. Okay? So let's say for example, student name. Ganyan. So if it is a string, alam natin yan, inside quotes, di ba? Pinoy dev. And then you can add another key value pair by just adding a comma. Let's say, what else we have for students? Address. And then let's say Manila, comma again. What else we have? Students, age. Now it's say integer, which is 19. We can also add an array here. So let's say subjects. So array, ganyan lang. Kama lang dyan kasi may lagay pa tayo sa baba. Let's say subjects is programming. Oops. And then we have networking. Okay. What else we have? Subjects, artificial intelligence. Okay, so that's how you add arrays in an object. We can also add objects within objects. So that means you will embed another objects within an object. Say instructors. So dito, iba, objects, inside curly braces, yung key value pair natin. Kama lang natin dyan kasi maglalagay pa tayo ng ibang values pa dyan. So, let's say instructors for programming. Lagay natin dito. Sino bang magandang magturo ng programming? Alucard. Kama lang dyan. And then we also have here instructors networking. Oops. Say Linux. Alright, so let's try another for AI. Sino ba? I think Uranus is better. Uranus. Okay, so that's how you embed object inside an object. We can also add here functions. So let's say, for example, status of the students. Ganyan lang. And then yung value niya, which is function. Okay. So we will just return here student name. Ito, student name. Kita nyo dito nag-red na siya. Kasi in order to access a key value pair inside an object, we have to use the this keyword. So ito siya. So explain ko lang tong this keyword na to sa mga susunod nating videos. Okay? So instead of just typing student name, you can just type this, that, and then yung student name. Ganyan. Concatenate ko lang dito. Is enrolled. Oops. Oh, should be function only. Okay. Right, so we now have here our object literals. So tandaan nyo lang, para lang siyang normal variable declaration. Kaya lang, ginamit natin, nilagay natin yung key value pair natin inside curly braces. Ito yung curly braces natin. Okay, nasa loob siya. Ito siya. Now we can output some of the key value pair inside here. Pero try mo natin i-output itong buong object natin. Okay. So press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have our object here. So i-expand nyo to. Now we have here our key and value pair inside. Okay. So let's say, for example, we will get the student name. Comment lang natin. Get specific key value pair and an object. So let's just use our rest variable above. So let's say we want to get the student name. So you can just press that student name. Ganyan lang. Just output it to the console. We will put the rest here. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have Pinoy dev here. Okay. The same with the subjects. Oops. Dapat i-output muna natin yung subject dito sa rest. Okay. So that subjects. Press Ctrl S. Now we have our arrays here. Pwede natin kunin dito yung value niya. Let's say, for example, yung networking. So you can just type res subjects and then yung index dito. Let's see, networking is at index 1, right? So type 1 here, press Ctrl S. Now we have networking here in the console. So we can also do the same in instructors object. Say for example, res. Output lang muna natin yung buong instructors na object. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have our instructors object here inside the student object. We can also get the specific value pair inside our instructors object. So to do that, you can just type res equals, upihin na lang natin to. I think it's much better. And then yung key dito. So let's say for example, kunin ko yung instructors ng programming. You can just type here programming. So press Ctrl S. Now I have Alucard here since Alucard is programming. The same with AI. I should have Uranus here. Okay? So let's do the same to functions here. Itong status function natin. Res equals student dot status. Okay? So since function, open and close brackets. Press Ctrl S. Oops, it should be dot here. So we have now Pinoy dev is enrolled. Magkadikit to. Kailangan nating lagyan ng space dyan. Okay, so Pinoy dev is enrolled. Right, so that's how you create object literals. Now let's move on to date and time. Okay, so I'm just going to use the let keyword here. Let's say let today. Okay, so nadaanan na natin yung date and time dati, di ba? And then na-discuss din natin above. So let's say for example, today equals new date. So ganyan lang mag-instantiate ng date. Output natin to sa console. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have a new date here. We can also specify the type of dates or the format that you want. So let's say for example, new date. Then lagay ako dito ng gusto kong format or gusto kong date. Instead of December 7, I will just make it December 8 or December 12, 2019. Press Ctrl S. Now I have December 12 in the console here. Pero wala siyang time kasi di tayo nag-specify ng time dito. So to do that, gusto nating mag-specify ng time. Then let's change the format here. You can do like 12/8/2019. Ganyan. And then yung time na gusto mo, let's say 10 hours, 26 minutes, and 12 seconds. So press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have our date and time here. Okay? We can also get the current date by using the getDate method. So let's say getDate returns the current date. Say for example, res equals today dot getDate. Yan. Oops. Yan dapat. So output natin yung res sa console. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 8 here. Since yung today natin dito is December 8. So, di ba? December 8 siya. Pag kinoment natin yan, it should return 7. Since today, ang current date sa system ko is 7. Okay? So, that's how you use getDate. Comment lang natin. We can also get the current month. So, let's say get current month or get month. Okay, so it will return the month and a date. So you can just say res equals today dot get month. Ito. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 11 here. So since get month is at base 0, so that means January is 0, February is 1, and so on. Okay? So since December yung date natin dito, I have here 11. Okay? What else we have? We have getDay. Oops. So this one will return the day in a numeric format. So let's say res equals today dot get day. Okay, so press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 0 here since December 8, 2019 is Sunday. Ito, Sunday siya, di ba? So it starts counting at Sunday, which is 0, and then Monday, which is 1, and so on. Okay? So since Sunday, yung December 8, nagiging 0 siya dito. So what if, ibalik natin siya sa 7, comment ko lang yan. Press Ctrl S, now we have 6 here. So since 7 is 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So that's how you use get day. So yung base niya is Sunday, which is 0. Okay? We can also get the year. So get full year method. Do that. Res equals today dot get full year. Yan. Press Ctrl S. Now we have 2009 here. What else we have? We also have get hours. If you want to get the hours, okay, so res equals today dot get hours. Okay, Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 10 here since ang hour natin dito is 10. Okay, so the same with minutes. Ganyan lang. Copy ko na lang yan. Press Ctrl S. Now we have 26. 26 is our minute here. Of course, you can do the same in seconds. Okay. Copy lang natin. Press Ctrl S. Now we have 12. Right. So we can also get the timestamp. Get timestamp. So ano ba tong timestamp? Ito yung value which is expressed, in milliseconds, starting January 1, 1970. Okay, so ganito siya. Res equals today dot get time. Ito. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Just remove that. Now we have our timestamp here. Okay. Right, so we can also set a specific value to a date. Okay. Set a specific value to a date. Let's try to change the month of a specific date. So, gawa natin ng bagong value yung today natin. Say, for example, okay, so gawin lang natin 12/8 to 019 pa rin. Ganyan. Okay, and then dito, you can just type today dot set month. Ganyan. Let's say, gawin natin siyang November. So, since January is 0, 10 yung ilalagay ko dito. Okay? And then let's just assign our res equals to our today here. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now, instead of December 8, 2009, I have here November 8, 2009. Okay? We can also change the date. Change the date. Ganun pa rin. Today dot set date. Set date. Ganyan. Instead of 8, gawin natin siyang 9. Or gawin natin siyang 15. Kailangan natin i-assign yung today, so rest natin. So press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have November 15 here. Okay? We can also change the year. Copy na lang natin yan. So set full year. And then let's just say I change it to 2018. Press Ctrl S. Now we have 2018 here. Okay? Of course, you can do the same with hours. to change hours. Okay, so we can just type today dot set hours. Ganyan. Kung hours natin dito 0 pa, lagyan natin siya ng 11. Then let's assign rest to our today. Press Ctrl S. Now we have 11 here. You can do the same in minutes. So instead of set hours, change it to set minutes. Okay, so let's say 56. Press Ctrl S. Now we have 56 here. You can do the same in seconds also. Change seconds. So instead of set minutes, set seconds here. Let's say 42. Press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have 42 seconds here. Okay, so we can also change the format of the date that we want. Let's say I want a UTC format. So display in UTC. Oops. Gawin natin capital. So res equals today dot to UTC ito. UTC string. Okay. So press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now we have our date in the UTC format here. So what if I want a format in month, date, and year, or MMDD and YY? So let's say display and MMDD and then year here. So YYYY, ganyan. You can just type res equals today dot to locale date string. Ganyan. So press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Now you have your MMDD and YYY format here in the console. Okay? Alright guys, so I think hanggang dito lang muna tayo. Sa susunod na video, tatalakayin natin yung loops like while loops, for loops, and then the window object. Bago tayo mag-proceed to a more advanced topic like DOM manipulation, and then synchronous and asynchronous callbacks and classes and inheritance, and so on. Okay, so once again, congratulations for having this far. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share these videos to your friends and classmates para mas marami pa tayong ma-upload ng mga instructional videos in the future. Okay? So thank you very much. See you in the next episode.